What's up? It's your boy D Change coming at you with another Daily Dave. I just woke up not too long ago, so my brain's warming up. This is my third attempt. Wish me luck. Uh, so today was cool. We celebrated Mother's Day. My sisters and extended family came to visit. Um, they went in. They hung out in the backyard. Like they went in from the back, like the gate, and then we like socially distanced. So we were thinking it's safer to like be outside and not be too close to each other, and we wore masks. And yeah, I mean the major concern is just like my niece isn't able to like do super pandemic preparedness stuff, and I don't want my parents to be too like exposed or to come across danger, etc. So it was good. At least, we got to still spend time together as a family because we haven't been together since we had that family vacation like almost 2 months ago. So that's nice. Yeah, and then I went to go I wanted to go pick up something from Micro Center, which is this computer parts retail shop, and they have this new system where you got to check in and like with the front security guard, and then he like gets your name, puts you in a system or something like that, and then from there they kind of like they're supposed to tell you like what time you can come into the store, because then you go check in with someone else and they have to find your name on the list. So like you can make a reservation at the store, but you don't actually buy the item and pick it up. So that's kind of a bummer, because then it's like you make a reservation, you gotta go there, find an associate, and then get it picked up or whatever. So the problem is like I got there at like 6 and they closed at 7, and they were just like, oh, we're not accepting any new people. And I was like, dang it, because they're like the number of people coming in is so long that like we're gonna have people coming in until closing. And I was wondering why so many cars were in the parking lot. I was like, what the heck? But yeah, they're all just people waiting to get in. So I'm like, all right, well, so that's cool. At least they're doing the whole like social distancing and reducing the amount of people that can be in the store at one time. It was just unfortunate that didn't get to go like run my errand. Yeah, and then when I went to go pick up food, like most people call in their orders or like do it online. And like all restaurants now kind of have the whole like you can't enter, but like they'll have the doorway and they'll block it off with some tables, and then like they can take your order from there, and then they send it to the kitchen, and then they process it somewhere else or there on the spot. And yeah, I feel bad because like I know someone who's a server, and they're out of a job because at this point like table service isn't a thing. um yeah, I don't know if like if they're just keeping only kitchen staff and like one host or hostess, or like a mater day or the manager. So but yeah, when I went there and I ordered, like most people phone it in or whatever, and I just went over there to order, and I guess because there were people behind me, like maybe stuff kind of piled up, and the person who took my order was like, "Oh my gosh, sir, I'm so sorry. Like I like totally forgot your order, and it'll be out shortly." I was like, "Oh my god." I feel like I was waiting there for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I was wondering like, well, how long does it take to make this like fast food Chinese food or whatever? So yeah, that was a bummer, but whatever. Stuff happens. It is what it is. And it's I guess it's neat because today I also picked up lunch, and it is nice to like see how people are kind of adapting to the situation. Like it's good to know that restaurants are still able to provide um what they're meant to. And I also hear about like other instances of like restaurants kind of pivoting and helping to make like what are those called, like meal, not maybe not a meal plan, meal prep, so that you can buy like it's like when you buy like a $10 cartoned meal and you just like heat it up and then it's like it's like good to go, or they're like helping by like allowing you to pay for food for medical service workers, and first responders and stuff like that, and then they'll deliver it to like hospitals and fire stations and police stations, etc. So that's interesting. Like that's good to know. And I know that like other companies have pivoted their manufacturing processes to produce like masks, like PPE, ventilators, just all kinds of gear that's needed now, or maybe needed before, and things are ramping up now, so it's like, yeah, but it's still very difficult. I mean, it's just a huge disruption of like supply and demand, and then like there's a rippling effect across like the supply chain, etc. And then that's also being affected by like the people who are working in like meat plants and stuff. Like when they get sick and they gotta either shut down the plants or force them to work or whatever. It's like, oh man, it's really messy. But yeah, it's just it's again, uh it's a glimpse of what's to come in a way, like how maybe the way we do things will change for like significantly. um so yeah, it's an interesting observation. And I guess real quick, what I wanted to talk about besides like an update on what's been going on is I listened to a podcast called Plum Radio with Dolly Lee, and I forget her co-host's name, but I adore Dolly Lee. She used to work for Al Jazeera. I think she did videos for AJ Plus, and she helped found Gold Thread, which like I think concentrates on like Chinese American culture and news and stuff like that. And I think now she's just kind of doing her own thing. But yeah, Plum Radio like will interview I guess specific Asian Americans about different topics. Like I'm thinking it's more of like a creative spin. So they recently had Alice Wu on the podcast. It's an Instagram live, but then a few days later they upload it to like Spotify and other podcasting platforms. And Alice Wu directed Saving Face, a 2004 film. Now I watched this film like with my sisters. I don't know if it was like when it came out or when it went to DVD. Oh, DVD. That was it. But I remember really liking it. Or was it even VHS tape? I don't know. Like, so it was back in the day. But yeah, like I remember really enjoying it. It was really nice. The premise on Wikipedia is the film focuses on Wilhelmina, a young Chinese American surgeon, her unwed pregnant mother, and her dancer girlfriend. It was the first Hollywood movie that centered on Chinese Americans since The Joy Luck Club, 1993. And the name itself is a reference to the Pan-East Asian social concept of face. And yeah, I think for its time it was pretty groundbreaking, because there are spoilers up ahead. So if you haven't watched it and you don't want to be spoiled by it, by like a 16-year-old movie, I totally understand. You can click off or whatnot now. But the spoiler zone is now beginning. Yeah, it was groundbreaking because it was about like a lesbian couple and like an unwed middle-aged woman, and it was like kind of like, what do you call it, oh, what's the word, but it was like going against the grain when it came to like East Asian Chinese American like expectations of family and relationships and stuff like that. But it was also meant to be like kind of the showcase of like the kind of, in a way, the complexity and diversity of Asian Americans in general, because it was meant to tell like an individual story while at the same time while carrying and breaking certain stereotypes. So I thought that was really good. I remember seeing that, and like oh man, what is the other movie? Oh, The Wedding Banquet. Yeah, like those are two really good ones. And I personally didn't like The Joy Luck Club, but that's two. I mean, I get it though, like for its time slash, um, you know, that that genre of like of work is still really popular just because of the, I don't know, because the, in a way, Asian American discourse kind of seems stuck on that for a while. So anyway, that was a good, it was a good podcast because Alice Wu actually is coming out with a new movie called The Half of It, right? And yeah, The Half of It. I don't think it's out yet, but it has a review. Oh no, it like just came out. It's on Netflix. So they were talking about that too, and it draws from her own experiences. So I found that really interesting. That like, Alice Wu talked about in the interview how like she makes creative projects and works based on what she wants to do. It's never truly about money. I think because she has like another, like a different day job, and so, or she's made her money in a different way. And so when it comes to her actual like art, so to speak, she wants to make it true to herself because she doesn't want to like sacrifice um, the meaning in her work. And I thought, I thought that was nice. I thought that was an interesting angle to take too, because sometimes it's when you want to get into Hollywood or whatever, you would rather, yeah, do a bunch of movies you don't necessarily care that much about, just so that eventually you can kind of I don't know, do your like masterpiece or whatever. So yeah, I found that really interesting. It was a good interview. So if you are a fan of Alice Wu or like Saving Face, or just interested in that type of like that part of like cinema, definitely worth looking into. I think Saving Face and The Wedding Banquet were assigned as films to watch for the it was like Asian and Asian American film studies course or something that I took in college. So cool, man. It's very nice. I was just happy to hear about like a movie that I feel like was kind of obscure, because I don't think very many people, I don't know, I feel like not very many people I knew like knew of those movies. So, and the irony is that like I feel like I've watched those movies like with my sisters um first before like coming across them in like class or whatever. So I'm really happy about that. But if anything, it's because my sisters have been pretty they've been pretty into kind of like not just the like mainstream movie scene, but also kind of more like, oh look, there's this other stuff out there too. I remember we all used to go to the San Diego Asian Film Festival quite a few times. So through that, I've seen some pretty good movies, and I think because of that, like they've come across these movies too. So that's nice. Anyway, worth a listen if you wanna check it out. I guess I'll leave a link to like the Spotify page or something, because they don't really have like a website or anything. Kind of a bummer, but anyway, yeah, just promoting that May AAPI month. Goodness, good stuff. Finding the good things. Yep. I hope you are all doing well, and I look forward to talking to you in the next one. Peace out, guys.